Hi everyone, welcome to SK channel. Today we will be understanding one of the important concept in Docker, which is Dockerfile, and also we will be seeing further what are its instructions as well. But before that, let us understand what exactly mean by the definition of this Dockerfile. A Docker file is a text file that contains some set of instructions for building a Docker image. What exactly mean by this particular statement? Let us consider there is a file. Okay, it is simple text file and we will be naming it as Docker file. So once this text file is ready, then the next step is to create some instructions. So like we will be creating some from or working directory. These are some of the commands or the instructions that we are writing to the Docker file. So once these instructions are ready, then the next is to create a build. So once we build this particular Docker file using some Docker commands, the resultant is nothing but the Docker image. So this is all about Dockerfile, but let us understand some other important terminologies of this Docker before going into the Docker instructions. So the first thing, as we know that a Docker file defines how to build a Docker image. Then the next one is what exactly mean by this Docker image. So in any object-oriented programming language, we will be writing some classes. The classes are something like a blueprint for any objects. In the similarly, for any containers that we are going to create, first we will be creating some blueprint or the template. Okay, so in this way, the Docker to create such a blueprint or a template for any application, we will be creating an image. So once this image is ready, then simply we can create a container. The container is nothing but a running instance of an image. What exactly mean by this running instance of an image? Nothing but an application that is running on the server. You can see that icons. So a Java application is running on the server. So in the similarly, running instance is nothing but running an application. Okay. So this is about Dockerfile, and next we will be proceeding with its instructions. Let us look into Dockerfile instructions. I made Dockerfile instructions into two parts, part one and part two. So in the part one, so let us discuss about some of the commands in the Dockerfile. So the first command is the from command. From command is to set the base image for any container. So what exactly mean by this base image? Base image is nothing but, for example, if you take any application, that application requires operating system. This operating system can be treated as the base image. So like Ubuntu latest is one of the base image for any application to run. So for my scenario, I have taken Nginx web server. So that's the reason I have taken one of the parent image, which is already existing in the Docker Hub, which is something like a central repository. And now let us discuss about the second command, which is the maintainer command. This maintainer command is deprecated nowadays, but the maintainer is to specify the author or the maintainer of this Docker file who is maintaining. So here you can see the maintainer Ajit Kumar at the rate gmail.com. What is this mean? So this person Ajit Kumar is maintaining this Docker file. Now, let us go to the next command, which is the label command. The label command main intention is to metadata, is to add the metadata to the image. What exactly mean by this metadata? Metadata means additional information that you are giving for that image. Okay, for example, which version? Okay, which who is the author for this Docker file? So like that, you can add more metadata to your Docker file. So this command will be used for that. And the next command is the working directory, which is very, very important command in the Docker file instructions. The working directory sets the directory inside the container. This means any subsequent operations or commands will be performed in this directory. So for example, if you are setting some working directory under this particular path, then some of the operations will be happening over there with the subsequent commands. So now let us go to the last command in this part one, which is the copy command. So the copy command is also one of the important command. This command is for copying the files or directories from your host machine to the container. And you can see in the copy command, there are two dots. So first dot represents the path of the host system, which is the current directory where you have opened your command prompt or any git bash shell, and other dot is representing the container path. So that container working directory, which is nothing but this path. So slash user slash share slash engineering slash HTML. So the copy command will copy whatever the files that you want to copy from your local machine to the container. So all these files will be copied to the this particular path. So the which path? This working directory path. So this is about Dockerfile instructions. And in the next video, I will be covering the part two as well. We will be discussing some other commands which are left. That's all for this video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you really like this video, please click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for further notification. Thank you so much.